Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I thought I'd change it up a little bit and do my mission inspiration for January, now that it's February. These papers that I'm using were part of the Artist Trio Facebook group prompt, their mood board for January. I got paper made, I didn't get a project done. But yeah, I thought I would go ahead and use them since the colors kind of match. This year in Mission Inspiration, he's doing it a little bit different. He doesn't have all the prompts, but he has colors and then like a subject, I guess. And so this one was still life. So it's like a simple object or group of objects. Create your own still life in your own style. So I grabbed a few items you saw there. I think I've shown them. Maybe I showed them in a minute. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the fine print. So I gathered a few random objects that I had. One is a little ceramic hand. I think it's the healing hand symbol. That and a piece of driftwood. Looks a lot like wormwood, but I did find it on a beach. And then an old red candle. It was actually a candle I used for a project where I melted the wax onto other stuff. So it's not a perfect candle. It's really kind of rounded off, but it's red, so it doesn't match the colors. So I'm going to change that a little bit to pink, and hopefully it'll work. So I'm just using my Elmer's glue stick to glue into my Mission Inspiration journal, which I've only got a few more pages left, and then I'm going to have to figure out what to do for the rest of the year. I do like this size, and if they're all going to be this kind of simple prompt thing for the year, this smaller size is probably a good idea. Anyway, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I have liked this triangle fold sort of thing, and it's been kind of fun, but I don't know if I want to build another one. Oh, okay. So I've got this glued on. I'm going to let it dry and then trim the edges. You don't see that. Okay, here's my objects. So see, I'll show you a picture. It's easier with my mess in the background. So that is my 3 objects. They're just sitting on a jar that's holding paint. And I'm sketching it. This is actually a chalk pencil, but it's rice paper that I gel printed on, and it's not got a lot of traction. It's quite slick apparently, but I can see it enough that'll be enough of a guideline to paint it, I think. So that's my basic drawing. And so the colors were purple, pink, and teal blue. And so we're going to start with the hand, the blue circle, and I'm going to get a couple of shades out. I'm adding white because I know this blue is a little bit transparent, so I want to make sure it's covers up the pink. I'm not worried if the charcoal gets blended in, it just adds some shading. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed back there, I had an arrow on my page so I knew which way was up, and I was going to erase that before I glued my rice paper down, and I didn't, and you can faintly see it, so if you know what to look for, you can see the little arrow that's pointing up, and I believe that is still visible in the final piece because you can't erase it. I've glued over it. So the ceramic piece that has the hand on it has like grooves in it that are a little bit darker color, and then high edges that are actually have a little bit of gold, so I'll add the gold later. And now I'm going to do the candle, and I'm just going to kind of make it up because I'm going to do it in pink and purple to match the prompts. So if you haven't heard of Mission Inspiration, which if you're watching my channel, you probably have already heard of it. He does prompts every month and then mini missions during the month. It's a Facebook group, and he also has a YouTube channel, Mike Deacon, and it's a lot of fun to follow along and do the challenges. And this one seems like it might be a little easier for me to get done. I don't know. I did kind of, balk at the thought of doing a still life. I was like, oh, just give me some prompts. I'll throw it on the paper and be done. But no, I have to come up with a still life. I'm actually happy I did it because I actually really like how this turned out. And sometimes, you just have to try something, and you might like what happens. So I encourage you, if you haven't followed the Mission Inspiration and you like to do art, you should give it a try. Or art journaling, because I think that's the best way. I don't know if you've noticed, but I am trying to talk through the whole thing because I had to restore my iPad, and so all my copyright-free music is gone. And my computer doesn't like talking to my iPad, and so it's really hard to get music uploaded to my iPad, which is really old. And tip in the description box below, people. I'm just kidding. It's there, but you don't have to. But anyway, so it's a really old iPad, and it has the most up-to-date software, but the movie editor program is, I had to get an old one because it's not compatible with my iPad. So there's no music on there. I did find some music, and my next video, which is another one of those collage prompt card projects, does have music, but I don't know if I'll get a copyright strike on it because I don't know if that's copyright-free music that I found. Anyway, moving on. So I decided to use the purple as shading, and I think it works pretty good. You don't need to have things black to be dark. Purple is a dark color, or can be. So I'm using it for shadow right there. I do end up, I think, pulling out my Stabilo pencil at some point and adding a little bit more shading. No, was it a Stabilo? No, I think it was just a general sketch and wash, so it's more of a gray than a black. So now I'm just adding highlights to my candle, trying to make sure it looks roundish. So now I'm going to try to draw this hand with my jelly roll. That the blue paint is quite flat, so it's working okay. As I'm doing this, I get confused on which is the white section and which is the not white section, like right here. Like, which is which? Okay, so maybe if I fill in the areas, I'll know what I'm doing. Okay, so then I know that that is the thumb. There we go. And I'll paint paint over this so that it's, in fact, I think I do a couple of layers to try and make it be really white. And I am not very skilled at detail painting. I don't know how people paint really detail with acrylics or with oils. Maybe I'm using all the wrong paintbrushes, the wrong paint. I need to go buy some of the Art Sherpa's paint brushes, maybe, watch a few classes. Yeah. I really liked this hand when I found it. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I have a little bowl of sand with some rocks and a starfish, and I just stick it in there with my sand. And actually, we could pretend this is my bowl of sand because the sand is purple. Just adding a little highlight to there so you can see that there's a little bit of dimension. And this is a really teeny paintbrush. Trying to remember what I do next. Oh yeah, I gotta finish my driftwood. It's pretty flat. So it looked like wormwood. At least that's what I've heard it called before, where you can see where something has, I don't know if it's termites or whatever, have like created these pathways in the wood. Probably before it became driftwood, it would have been just below the bark. Something was eating away at it. I don't know. I've never looked it up. But that's kind of what it looks like. It has an interesting pattern on it. And that's what I'm trying to recreate. And then we're going to add some shading. I don't know why I'm trying to do it with that teeny paintbrush, but you know. Pardon me. Sorry, I can't think of anything else to say. Adding highlights. Trying to make it look a little bit more round. And along those little grooves, there's little lights catching on there. So I'm just trying to emphasize that. And then I think, oh, well, we'll just use my gel pen to get some little lines in there. You can see it a little bit. I think to catch that light on there. Oh, here's my sketch and wash, and the hand is dimensional on this, so I thought if I just shaded a little bit, it would look a little bit more dimensional in the painting. And I'm just doing like the right side and the underside, so not everywhere, so that hopefully it has more dimension to it. You can hit that with water and add more, it'll go darker, but I didn't want it to like smear all over. I wanted to see the dark on one side. And I added a little wick to my candle, just a line of black in a few places, just to help things stand out, because I like that. I have to try and refrain from outlining everything. So here's where I take the gold, and I tried to do it a bit dry brush, and just go around a little bit. So once I do that, I decide that it's blending too much into the background, so I'm just going to take that general Sketch and Wash pencil again and just go around everything just to help it stand out a little bit. And then I hit that with a little bit of water. And my table must be tilted. Everything's running down the table. It should be flat. I don't know. I've been using it so long, maybe I should just rotate it around and lean on the other end for a little while. I don't know what it's doing. Alright, so that just... Oh, and I decided, why not add some smoke? You can pretend it was just lit. And just blew it out. There we go. A little bit of smoke. So, none of my little mission inspiration pages are complete without a quote. So, I am going to add one. And I don't have it right here to read, so we'll just read along as I write it. Let's see. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Oh, and that was Van Gogh. See, so that kind of works, you know. I think it turned out pretty good. What do you think? Do you like my little page? If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up or a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.